My name is Pam Starr. I'm the Business Development Supervisor for Nevada Donor Network. Part of my job here at the network is to partner alongside organizations and agencies to collaborate and build a foundation for growth and understanding. We want them to know who we are and what we do.
I've been a paramedic in this valley for a long time. I've seen a lot of people live and I've seen a lot of people die. I really never understood exactly what the Nevada Donor Network was until I had to experience it for myself.
Here at Nevada Donor Network, we are so passionate about what we do. We're in a difficult industry. We work with families at the hardest moments in their lives during death and tragedy. But we see that out of those situations can come life, and every day we see those lives changed.
In my line of work, I dealt with death, and I've seen some of the most horrific things one can ever imagine. But also I've seen that there's life after death, the gift of life, receiving donorship. In 2007, my son, Grayson, was born. It wasn't until about 3 months into his life that we discovered that he had what is known as a pulmonary stenosis. He had a faulty heart valve. The first surgery was pretty successful. However, we knew in time that he was going to have another. And 8 years later, that time came. We were fortunate that we were able to receive what I consider the gift of life, and that he received a human pulmonary heart valve from someone we'll never know, but someone that we can never thank enough.
I've been involved in the donor network in different ways for a long time, and unfortunately for my colleagues, some of them don't get to see what I see sometimes, and that's the face of somebody who got those organs. Because the face on their family members' faces, and they get those transplants, there isn't a better gift in the world.
I came from a background as a paramedic in EMS. I came from a background now as a coroner investigator who works with Nevada Donor. And it wasn't until one night that I was discussing my knee injury with a representative of Nevada Donor, and she said, "Rebecca, what do you think a cadaver graft is? Where do you think that comes from?" And it was at that moment that the light bulb went off that said, oh, every time Nevada Donor Network representatives call me and we discuss what capabilities a donor has, when they said that magic word tissue, I never thought twice. It was just, I went through the motions. And here I was somebody that actually had a 50-50 chance of requiring a tissue donation from an organ donor. We always forget that it's not just about the heart, lung, the liver, the big ones, that there are so many other things that people can do for each other.
In 2015, we referred nearly 1,000 additional cases to Nevada Donor Network, who is our federally designated OPO, which means Organ Procurement Organization. And of those 1,000 additional referrals, as a direct result of our relationship with Nevada Donor Network, they were able to procure nearly 300 additional cases. And 300 may not seem like a very large number when you talk about 16,000 deaths, but 300 procurements results in thousands of people benefiting from that.
Nevada Donor Network is the organ procurement organization that covers about 80% of the state of Nevada. As of right now, we are recovering more organ donors per million than essentially anybody else in the world.
Being a donor is an amazing gift that anyone can give. My son's heart beats because of it.
You can leave your family members gifts, but you could never leave anybody anything as expensive or as important as your organs.
One of the things that we're doing on a national level in a group that I'm involved with is trying to encourage coroners and medical examiners across the country to at least open the communication with their OPO and try to increase donation. Of course, at the same time, not jeopardizing the integrity of the investigation, which is ultimately the reason a lot of people deny donation, because they think it's automatically going to jeopardize the case or prevent prosecution or make them look bad because they allowed it. And what I will say to them is, that's absolutely ridiculous. There are times that you need to deny donation, but the majority of the time, and has been demonstrated by the National Association of Medical Examiners study in their position paper and the Scientific Working Group on Medical Legal Death Investigation, both of those organizations have come out with very strong policy recommendations saying a zero denial rate. It means that on every case you deal with, there's more than likely something that you can allow procurement on.
You know, it's important for people in our field to be working with organizations like Nevada Donor Network for a specific reason. We partner with the community during and after life. Why can't we do it both ways? We don't have to compromise a criminal investigation, but as long as there's communication and there's education that goes along with this, is that there can be a happy compromise.
I think that there's a huge misconception out there that when you check that box saying you want to be a donor and 911 actually shows up to your house, that the efforts aren't going to be the same. Reality is, we don't check your ID to see if you're a donor. All we do is know that we're there to make a difference, try to save your life, and we're going to put forth every effort we have to make sure that you survive. As a paramedic, my job is to try to save a life. The Nevada Donor Network, they're going to not only save a life, but they're going to change lives. So we work together to make sure that happens.
Human tissue is viable and able to perform a bunch of functions that no synthetic could ever perform. For example, kidneys can filter over 100 different things, whereas dialysis really only does about 20.
The key to what we do is getting the referral and getting it early enough to act. Also educating. Our goal is to clear up those misconceptions and answer any questions that you have. We want to give people the information needed so that they can talk to their families about their wishes. Then, we want to help them honor those wishes.
Give the gift of life. Educate yourself. Educate others. Let's educate the community and get everyone involved. There is life after death, and because of that, there is a gift, and because of that, there is Nevada Donor Network.
The need is so great, and our hope at Nevada Donor Network is to help Nevadans make that connection and give the gift of hope, strength, and life.